If you're an agency owner and you feel like you're constantly drowning in client work, sales calls, and just late night admin tasks, you are definitely not alone. We're about to walk through a real world playbook designed to break that exact cycle, helping you scale your agency without burning out. So let's get right into it. It's a question I'm willing to bet hits pretty close to home. You're building your dream, right? But with every new client you land, it feels like the water level just keeps rising. You're working harder than ever. So why does growth feel less like a victory and more like you're just treading water? Let's unpack exactly why that is. All right, let's just start with a hard truth. Growth is supposed to be exciting, but for so many agency owners, it just doesn't feel that way. In this first part, we're going to diagnose the hidden bottlenecks that cause this exact feeling of drowning in your own success. Yeah, this probably looks a little too familiar, right? The late nights, the never-ending to-do list. But listen, this isn't a sign that you're failing. It's actually a sign that the do-it-all-yourself model of growth is fundamentally broken. That midnight Canvas session, it's just a symptom of a much, much deeper problem. This right here, this is what we call the doing it all cycle. And it's a roller coaster. You know how it goes? First, you get that amazing high of landing a new client. Awesome! But that excitement quickly turns into a frantic scramble of more sales calls. Then, while you're doing that, an existing client has an urgent need. And while you're putting out that fire, a deliverable for another client just falls right through the cracks. It's this reactive loop where you feel like you're constantly one step behind. And this brings us right to the heart of the dilemma. You're being pulled in two opposite directions. You know you can't grow without more clients, but you also know your current setup can't possibly handle them. You feel completely trapped, and just working harder is clearly not the answer. So what's the real root cause of this trap? It's not just about being busy. It's about being caught in something we're going to call the agency bottleneck loop. Let's break down exactly how it works. Okay, so it all starts with a very simple, very clear goal. You need to land more clients to grow your revenue, right? That's the engine of your business. That's what you're aiming for. But here's the immediate problem. More clients means more work. And right now, all of that work lands squarely on your shoulders. All of a sudden, your most valuable resource, your time, is completely maxed out. So the logical next step seems pretty obvious, doesn't it? You can't magically create more hours in the day, so you have to find a way to delegate some of this work to other people. You've got to free yourself up. And boom, there it is. The loop closes. To delegate, you think you need to hire someone, but hiring costs money. Money you don't have because, well, you need more clients. You are right back where you started. This is the agency bottleneck, and it's where so many amazing agencies get completely stuck. So let's talk about that conventional solution for a minute. Hiring. Somewhere along the way, we all learned that scaling means building a team. But honestly, for an agency at this specific stage, hiring can be a massive trap. I mean, this slide just nails the painful reality of it, doesn't it? Hiring is not some magic button you press. It's a whole new job in itself. Endless interviews, time-consuming training, and the classic one, delegating something only to have to redo it yourself anyway. Instead of buying back your time, you often just end up trading your fulfillment work for management work. You know, thinking of the cost of hiring like an iceberg is the perfect analogy. The salary, that's what you see above the water. But below the surface, that's where all the hidden costs are lurking. Your time spent recruiting, training, managing, payroll taxes, extra software seats. These are the things that can truly sink your profit margins. Let me tell you about Alex. This is exactly what happened to him. He was at about $25,000 a month and thought, okay, it's time to build a team. So he hired a media buyer, a designer, and a project manager. Well, within 3 months, his profit had dropped by 60%. His big takeaway? He said, I didn't build a support system, I just built myself a management headache. Okay, so if hiring is the trap, what's the escape route? This is where we pivot. We're going to move away from the problem and start talking about the solution, because there is a smarter way to add capacity and scale your agency, and it doesn't involve a single salary. This quote from Chris Do, it is the key. This is the entire mindset shift. True scale doesn't come from just adding more people to the payroll. It comes from adding better systems. The goal is to build a fulfillment engine that can handle more work without just adding more stress and complexity for you. And this is that system. A white label agency is basically your secret weapon. Think of it as an expert fulfillment team that's on demand. They already have the skills, they already have the processes, they have the experience. You just plug them in and they deliver the work for your clients under your agency's name. Okay, let's put these side by side because this is where it really clicks. A full-time hire is a fixed, upfront cost. It's a huge commitment. But a white label partner? That's more like a faucet you can turn on and off as you need it. It's a variable cost you only pay when you actually have the client work, which gives you incredible flexibility and pretty much removes all that financial risk. So this all sounds great in theory, but what does it actually look like in the real world? Let's dive into a case study of an agency owner who made this exact shift and completely transformed his business. So this is Dev. His ad agency was making a very respectable $30,000 a month, but he had hit a wall, a hard ceiling. When asked why he wasn't at $50,000, his reason was simple. If I close 3 more clients, I literally will not sleep for the next 2 months. He didn't have a sales problem. He had a delivery problem. So what did he do? He didn't just work harder. He didn't go out and hire a big team. He made one single strategic move. He offloaded about 80% of his client delivery to a trusted partner. And that one move freed him up to focus on what he was best at, strategy and sales. And the results? I mean, they were dramatic. His revenue almost doubled to $55,000 a month. But here's the most important part. His quality of life completely transformed. He wasn't just making more money. He was buying back his time. He was finally able to stop being the busiest employee at his own agency. And the key takeaway from all of this is really simple. Your personal capacity is the ultimate ceiling on your agency's growth. To break through that ceiling, you have to stop being the operator who's stuck down in the machine, and you have to start being the CEO who's looking through the telescope, focused on the future. So let's end with a super simple, actionable challenge for you to do this week. Step 1, just write down your 5 most time-consuming tasks from last week. Step 2, for each one, ask this critical question. Could someone else do this 80% as well as I can? Remember, you don't need perfection, you just need progress. And finally, step 3, just circle 1. Just one task that you will commit to delegating this week. That's it. So what's the first task you're going to delegate to buy back your own time?